All right, all right, all right. Here we begin. Very late start to the day. Very late start to the day. Hope everyone's doing good. Well, that's not me. I'm in the wrong thing. This is where we want to be. Yo, all right. Let's just hop straight into it. Unfortunately, so I taught my wife how to do the stage editing. And so she spent like 3 hours working on it and got the entire dragon done. And then had forgotten to save. And we lost everything. It happens. Alas. So that means that I'm not going to be working on level design still. Because the plan was to have the outline of the dragon finished. Dude, I don't know what's going on with the stream right now. Why am I choppy? No, I'm not choppy. Okay, maybe it's just me on my side. Do we have drop frames? We don't have any drop frames. It's just me. Okay. Well, I hope everyone's doing okay this morning. I hope you're all doing okay. We're just gonna get started. So we have this giant list of things to do, right? We have like a million things to do. Let's open up our million things to do. Tube and clone, Kanban. Here we are. We did this yesterday. Jacob, dude, how's it going? We gotta figure out a way to meet up sometime. From a global perspective, we're like 5 feet away from each other. All right, delicious watermelon complete. Delicious watermelon complete. Sticks. How's it going? For sure. I was trying to see if there was like fun game conferences or something nearby, but Boise, there's only a couple of board game ones, and then it's done and gone. Yeah, we're having a Comic-Con in the Magic Valley, of all things. And I think there's a few semi-big guys gonna be here. The biggest one is Jason Lee, which I actually kind of think of more as a skateboarder than an actor. But Jason Lee's gonna be here. My name is Earl Cast. Almost the entire cast is gonna be here. Mallrats Jason Lee. Yep. Yeah, he's gonna be here. Eatery isn't part of a food court. It's adjacent. I gotta admit though, Mallrats, and I think I've heard it in the commentary, Mallrats is horribly directed. And it, you know, that stupid video Star Wars was saved in the edit. At least I think it's stupid. Mallrats Absolutely saved in the edit. But I mean, I think it was technically his first feature film, right? So most stuff seems to be over by Seattle, which already 4 hours away from me. Trying to find some middle ground. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Boise might be a good fit. Seattle's something like, by car, Seattle is 15 hours or something from where I'm at. Mallrats was my first Kevin Smith film. Yeah, I still love the opening scene in Chasing Amy with the Darth Vader, Nubian God. Peep this, man. What's a Nubian? Shut up! Anyways. So this is our lake so far right now. This is what we got. Look at those stars. I can make video games, guys. I can. You can. You're doing it, Peter. You're doing it. Okay. Focus on what we can do here. We do need to be able to reset the player. So let's cheat. And we're going to do what Jacob suggested. And we're just going to use, anytime you pass through a gate, let's get the reset and reset the player mechanic going. Or code, right? We can at least get, hey, this is your reset point. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. Here's your reset point. Done. Next. We go, all right, I need you to reset. And then we put them at the reset point. The trick to the reset point, though, is to place the vehicle at the peak of the wave. Like, use the wave height as an indicator of where in the Y we should place the vehicle. Because if we don't take that into account, we could create like a skyrocketing... we could just shoot the thing into outer space. Because the physics will trigger and all hell break loose. Another possibility to avoid that is to slowly increase the buoyancy values to where they should be, like normalize them over time somehow. But set the reset point and reset. So for now, we will make the set reset point. Lovely name so far. Set reset position. We're gonna say set reset. We're gonna be a little vague because we don't quite know how we're actually gonna end up with the final solution. What's value vector 3 could be a vector 2 for that constraint for memory. Although I will say again, you don't need to think about that, but every variable, every number value in Godot is 64 bits, so it is something to think about. I believe they're all 64. Just something to consider. Okay. So we set our reset. And then reset player. You guys hear something? Sounds like a German Shepherd. A cowardice German Shepherd who will not let me put drops in his ears. And is wailing in pain. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, I hear a coward. That's what I hear whenever I hear that wailing. Conrad, what's up? I only hear a whining developer man. You know what? 5-minute timeout for Conrad! Mods, take him away! I'm kidding. What is that? Hark! I hear an angel singing. Control mechanics, stats. You got so many things here. I don't know. All this shit should probably go near the top. We got a bunch of enums up here. We're just throwing shit everywhere. No thought, no rhyme or reason. Sometimes you don't know the rhyme or the reason. I guess we'll put it here. Var reset. Reset position. I don't know. Vector 3. Vector 3. Okay. And then we say set reset. And we say value equals this. No. Whoops. Reset position equals value. Okay. And then reset player, we're going to go ahead and say inner tube in a twab. Oh, you know what? Reset position. Set reset. This should be a global value, the global position. Reset glob. Reset global position. Inner tube global position. Equals this. Global position. I would pin this. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll pin it. Well, poor Conrad only hears a whining developer. This stream will be absolutely silent for him. He won't hear anything, will he? He's like a dog. Like low, that's a high frequency. The whine, I never whine about anything, guys. I am a saintly figure amongst development. I always say, if you can't find something good about a language, don't say anything at all. That's the healthy way to have things always get better in the future. Finally aged wine. Skimner, how's it going? Okay, so we have, look at that. We created a reset system right there. Boom. Done. So for now, let's map reset to button press just to test the son of a bitch. Add new action, reset player. And we'll just turn it, we'll just use R. Sounds good. Okay. And so if we are resetting the player, we're going to do this on input. This looks British. The E. I don't know why. Gate. And then there's an E. The fuck is going on there? What's that about? What the hell's that about? Talk to me, Gate. Oh, so I've been playing Warhammer. This is my first exposure to Warhammer ever. Space Marines 2, as I've been talking about it. So I texted my friend this morning. Let me read it to you. If you play this game, I don't know if this is all Warhammer is like this. Here's what I texted him. Give me a second. I said, air expels from my lungs, and I change the shape of my mouth and lips to make vibrations of them, which grasp the drums of your ears, so that you may know the thoughts previously regaled only in the innards of my mind, brother. How's that? Is that very Warhammery? Because that's what it feels like as a new player to hear this this shit being spoken. Not safe for work. It's Warhammy. It's very Warhammery. And that wasn't ChatGTP. That came from my own mind hole. It's hard to come up with that crap on the fly, though. I'll say that. Like, I was trying to do it while we were playing, and it was just too hard because the game, I'm just thinking too much. But, alright, so all we gotta do is pass through a gate, and then we're gonna press R. And cross our fingers that everything is just working. A bajillion enemies. I know. I was telling my friend, all these enemies were all running in the background. I'm like, those are all shaders. I'm like, those aren't models. Well, they are, but they're like, I'm like, that's not, they specifically gate you off from, like, when you see the bazillions coming at you, you can't actually reach them. Sticks, what's up?
Yeehaw!
Alright, so we have a reset point. We're still really bouncy. Thanks, Sticks. I appreciate that. And then we're gonna hit the reset button, R. And jack shit happened. Alright, let's, oh! Ha! Because we're not setting the reset point. We gotta actually call the function that sets the reset point. So when we go through the gate, that's when we're gonna set the reset point. Tube collision, boost. Where's the gate stuff, guys? Gate exited. So only if we successfully exit a gate. So we'll say set reset player inner tube. Should we say inner tube position? I think we should. Inner tube global position. We could set it to the gate itself's global position. Brother! But I think we'll just use the inner tubes. Wasn't it a ship a few days ago? It was just a round... It was a round, cylinder. For a very long time. For like a week and a half, maybe? Even though I had an inner tube model on day like 3.
Oh!
If you can't watch me at my worst...
Oof!
Ah! Christ!
I'm dizzier than a June bug in a mason jar.
We're getting pounded in the corner here.
Alright!
Oh, see, that's a glitch. We don't want that. Alright. Chill out. Alright, let's hit R. Nothing! Okay, time to set some brakes. Figure out what's going on. Dude, my mouse is... I need a decent mouse, guys. This is embarrassing. Set, reset, value. Okay. We have music too. I don't have it playing right now because it's driving me insane. It's good music though. Alright, set, reset. We know that's working. Let's also... Oh, we're going onto the stage!
Oh!
Christ! We just broke through the level. Alright, that's a bug.
Woohoo!
Levels, stage elements, some stage elements don't... you can scoot. You can go underneath. You can go underneath. Stage walls. This is why a reset is important. Because if we set this up properly, we will detect this and just snap the son of a bitch back to the stage. This is why, literally why we're working on this finally happened. I'm like, they could get out of the stage somehow. And here it actually happened. This sound. Oh no, it was just. Oh, you're talking about the ship. Yeah, we got the ship going. We were just getting. We were getting elements going. We were always planning to be inside of an inner tube, though. That was the deal. We're remaking Tubin.
Yeehaw!
The 3D successor to Tubin,
Ah.
but with hot babes. All right, and then let's check the.
All right.
Let's check the.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Your mom's gonna be sick after I'm done with her. All right.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
I don't know if that's really as much of a burn to the person as it is to myself. All right, so now we're hitting reset player. So inner tube glob position. Reset.
I'm dizzier than a June bug in a mason jar.
So weird. Is this a physics problem? I think this might be a physics issue. Are we... Hang on a sec. We'll look at the global.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
Well, I just had a stroke with the controls for a second. That was weird.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Calvin's unplugging things. Sorry, guys. He's busy breaking the computer. Alright, so we passed through. We hit R. And let's look at our calling reset player. We are curious about the reset global position. That looks like a number to me. And alright, bud, that's enough, bud. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Do you want them? Sit. You gotta go up over there. We're disassociating this table from getting any treats, buddy. Come on. Go over there. He wants the watermelon. I want the watermelon, father. I don't care if it's just the outer layer. I will eat it all. Brother! Let's check the inner tube. Let's look at our position. 293. We are definitely a different position. And we're trying to reset the... Oh, can we not use global... Can we not set global position? No, it does have a setter. Huh. We also need to work on... We need to rotate the character as well to a direction. This is not... Okay. So we run it.
All right.
And it does jack shit.
Woohoo!
Run it again. We can keep working on the code though. That's nice. Yeah, so it's not resetting us. Now, is this a physics problem? Is it because we're part of the physics? Let's double check the inner tube. We have it in nodes. Inner tube is what? The rigid body. Do I need to use some sort of other way of moving the rigid body to a different spot? What do you guys think? Makes my body rigid. Open documentation. Sticks. I'm looking forward to playing these games. We've got 300 people signed up for this jam now. Nice. Oh, are you running the jam sticks? I didn't even know. Well, hey, how's it going, brother? Oh, yeah, this is mine. Gonna weigh the thumb on the scale there at all. That's fine by me. Now, what was I doing anyways? Now I'm going to itch. Rigid body. We want to check out rigid body. Rigid Racer body 3D. Godot docs. Let's see here. Brother, may I have some watermelon? All right, I think my network is acting a little strange. Am I still streaming? Yeah, I think for folks like me, you just don't have time. Like to do a 2-day jam, I can't stay awake for 48 hours, you know? I'm too old. Getting too old for this. All right, I gotta let the chef out. I ate the rinds, brother. The entire watermelon is now in my tummy. I am a good chef. Linear forces. So what I think is happening, here's what I think is happening. We're setting the position of the rigid body. And then physics processes before the next frame. And so then we end up, physics ends up taking the physics information and putting us back to where we were, like nothing happened. Because of that. So I think what we need to do is actually pass the... Okay, buddy. That's enough. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Oh. Might be enough spinning for one day. I'm dizzier than a June bug in a mason jar. Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
I am back. I've returned, brothers. I should have run a commercial. All right, brother. So how do we do this? How do we do this? I bet there's like a reset. Probably not. Let's see. We inherit physics body 3D. And then we also inherit collision object 3D. Let's just start from the very top. Okay, nothing here. Let's move. Nothing here. Here's one way we can test it. We're gonna, that's what we'll do. I'll set a breakpoint on, so we have reset player. And we have a break when we hit the button. So let's go through the gate. We're gonna hit reset player. We're gonna reset the global position. And right when we're doing all that, we'll go and set a break in the, I
think I'm gonna be sick.
Physics step of the inner tube. And we'll take a look at, what we think we are. Okay, so we hit R. And now we go over to our inner tube code here. We set some brakes here. We reset our position, and sure enough, we're integrating forces. Ah, we didn't look at the numbers. God bless it. Hang on a second. We have to write some numbers down. Nymphis, go on vacation more often. Thank you. I appreciate it. All I see is the flaws. The lighting right now is absolute shit. That's my biggest thing that I can't stand.
Oh!
Okay. Alright. Reset player. So this is the position we're attempting to reset to. Can I copy this? Copy value. I guess let's open up Notepad. I love the idea I open up Notepad in like some erotic novel. Like I'm in the middle of writing some lurid, very viscerally described erotic adventure. Okay, so we're trying to reset the global position to that. Ah, shit!
All right.
Damn it. We've got to do this again. I keep forgetting to set the brake after that in the inner tube code.
Woohoo!
Now go over to player controller. We're going to set brakes in here. It looks like we do integrate our physics process first. But before we do that, we want to write down our global position. Reset global position 297. Negative. Oh, that's for below on the Y. 557. And 3. .401. Okay, and then we've got a breakpoint set in, yep. Okay, now we're here. And let's take a look at the player controller position. It won't let us see it. Remember self. .227. It don't give a damn. How do we do this? Who knew resetting the player was going to be a... Integrate forces. We have this physics body state 3D. How's it going, Codex? Let's put it on here. All right, let's see if this does it. Also, we should, well, we'll see. What's the extension for? I haven't been able to hang out and,
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
Oops.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Woohoo!
$122. Might have gotten it. Yep.
Yeehaw!
We did it, boys. So we just had to overwrite. Well, what's this? What's happening here? Now things are going really fast, and we're not.
Yeah!
It clearly thinks we're going fast.
Woohoo!
But we are not. Okay.
Yeah!
She's very excited right now over nothing. That's like a very sarcastic friend, or I don't know. Built a table of contents for the page you're on. Helps with long running LLM sessions, general browsing, etc. Oh, I see. That's cool. Thanks, second favorite. It's exactly like that. Exactly like that. I appreciate it. All right. Google, change position of rigid body 3D. Godot. Stack Overflow 2023. Right, the physics is in charge. Body physics server to transform my identity translated. Body set state. So it is the physics server. Okay. So we have to do it from the physics server. So the RID of the body. Change the transform. Transform 3D identity. Okay. So this appears to be the way. This is the way. So we'll try that. That was going to be my next thing I looked at anyways, was the physics server. Because we're getting to the point where it's like, what the hell is this? But I would have been here. This wouldn't have been the right thing. So I still would have been lost. We'll try this and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so for the inner tube, we do all this and then we set it to reset global position. Could not resolve external class member type. I'm outside suntanning, topless. Good Lord. I'm trying to stay focused, Greg. I'm not in love. So don't forget. Just a little face I'm going through.
Yeehaw! Woo!
Ah, shit, I called it on the wrong thing. Run it again. Expected at most 0, but received 1.
I think I'm
again.
gonna be sick.
There we go. Look at that.
Might be enough spinning for one day.
So we have it. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit more here. We're going to go ahead and do some physics server 3D. Now we were calling body set state. Sets a body state. See body state constants. Body states transform, set or get the current transform matrix of the body, linear velocity, angular velocity, to wake up or a sleeping body, and set it whether it can sleep. Okay. And we give it the body, the state, and then the value. So that's what we did. And then we let the physics server handle the rest. So we also need to do the rotation. So this is why I would like to have data structures, because structs, I would just like to be able to be like, make a player reset struct and then just use that to like, but it's cool. I'll just use an array. Dang, girl. Okay, so there's also some problems, right? When we do the reset, we need to record that we don't, like, obviously we don't want this, what I was just doing, right? Let me show you again. Which is that we could just go through wherever our reset is. We just, if we have a reset button, for instance, that you can just keep pressing the damn thing.
Woohoo!
So, like, going through this, right, and then just doing this.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
Right, we don't want that.
I'm dizzier than a June bug in a mason jar. Mercy me, I'm about to tip over. Might be enough spinning for one day.
I'm scratching. Okay. Anyways.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
Look at how it also keeps the, we need to reset the velocities and all of that stuff. It maintains everything that's happening still. So we also need to, we need to choose the facing direction and the position. We need to reset our velocities and all of those things, so that we just are kind of getting started again, right? And we also want to make sure that we set our height to the wave height, so that we don't accidentally end up launching ourselves into outer space because we put ourselves underneath a bigger wave or something. So we have to do that as well. The other thing is what I was talking about, which is like if we do reset, the way that I'm imagining this, once we actually have, so we're getting the logic in, but the way that I'm imagining this is that, so we have like the stage goes and does like different things, and it has like different routes and blah blah blah. It goes this way, it goes that way, and so on. There's a few ways of handling this. What we could do is have an outer area volume. Let me do a different color. So we could have like an outer area that goes along the outside. And if we are in this area for an extended period of time, there's some sort of timer thing reset that happens where we see a clock going, and then it resets you back to somewhere over here. But the question is, what's somewhere over here, right? So the answer to that question, and also we can check if we're on land. So this is if on land, or if we are in this like a space for an extended period of time, right? Because we shouldn't be. And also if we're under, if our y is less than some amount for an extended period of time. So that's the thing. But then when we're going around, the way that I figure this is We're just going to have different area cubes. Quabs. We'll just have some cubes. Just hanging about. Some quabs. And when we pass through these quabs, these are zones that set our reset points. Right? So that if we do go, whoa, I don't know, we do something crazy, we reset back to where we were. The mistake that the Mario Kart guys made on the Wii, or no, the GameCube Mario Kart, was that they used your proximity to those points when you needed to be reset as to where you would go to. And what that led to is cheating. Speedrunners would then intentionally fly off the map to very specific fall points, and then it would reset them really far ahead in the race. So we're just going to say that when you're in this area, that sets your reset point to there. And then if the conditions fire for you needing to be reset, we take you back to the last one you were in. I feel like that's pretty sane. So, for instance, in the game design, like on the stage here, we would go and we would say, I'm sure the thing about this though is, I'll caveat this with the following, which is that there's absolutely something I'm not thinking of right now. I can feel it in my jellies. And so there is some sort of, my concern with any of this is that we don't offer a way. I still think we need a secondary check, which is, I'm just worried that it's possible that I can still set something up. Oh, commercial break. I'm just going to embrace it. I'll be right back, guys. We'll talk about this when I get back. Why is the stream frozen? I don't know. All right, be back. Cliffhanger. Dun-dun-dun. I gotta fix the camera here. It's glitching out. Put on some music. Dude, I don't know what it is with the Japanese, but they know the music that I like. So, as far as like drum and bass and all that stuff. All right, I'll be back. All right. I figured something out, brothers. I think I know a way. A different approach here. A little bit different. Not too much different than what I was talking about. So, let's imagine, let's do the drawing of another like stage area again. What is going on? Why am I... There we go. I don't know what was going on there for a second. Okay. That effect kind of works. Just, yeah. So we have like curves, right? We have curvy stage stuff going on here. And it goes around. And then we fork off here and blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's make it a complete idea. Like this. And this is all actually just a bunch of meshes, right? These are all like land meshes. So they all kind of look like they're all like haphazardly all over the place, right? Okay. So what we can do is we can use a path 3D and we just whoop, it would look like something more like this, like a line here. And then 6, and then another one here. And obviously it would actually need to be more on the outside of the mesh area. But we just draw the entire stage outline. Okay? We do the whole fucking thing and we wrap it all the way around. And you know what we have there? We almost have the outline of a mesh. And we just need to do like one or two things, which is to project it up into the sky, right? And kind of wrap it together in a nice little bow. And that we can use as one massive area that we can detect if we've left it or not. You smell what I'm cooking? So, yeah, my stream's a little acting a little weird. Although I'm not dropping any, I've dropped less than 0.0% of frames today. But my computer's definitely funky right now. I should have reset her. Damn it, I can't run Windows for more than 24 hours until she just starts like having little hernias. So we could use the curve 3D data from a path 3D, draw the outline of the entire stage, and then have that build us out a collision shape that we then put in on the stage. So we're just inside one big ass collision shape. I don't know if that's expensive or not from a physics standpoint. I don't know. Because the other way is to still use that idea, but do it from the outside. I'm on the outside. Or we just we bisect it, right? If it is expensive, we just split it. We cut it like this. And we just like, at certain intervals, slice it up. It's another way to do it. How hard would that be? I've never programmatically built a mesh. We could put quads. Oh, this is fucking easy. Jesus. Well, at least, okay, I'm getting most of the way there. Where's the polish? I can only see English. You can see the words I'm speaking? My God, he has the gift. He has cinema vision. How's it going, Colt? So for each line, if we were to imagine from top down, we're drawing a curved line like this, right? And then from the side, it's like, well, it's really just this. It's just a quad. Right? So it actually looks like this. So we can just, we can put it up, right? The only hard part is, how do we do, so if this is from above, let's imagine. And we have something like this, right? And it keeps going like in different ways. How do we turn this into a polygon? I think we can do this too, because I think we can make a, I don't think this is going to be hard at all. I mean, we have to write the code. I mean, there's that part, right? But besides that, yeah, if we just feed the curves. So the first part of this problem is we just create quads from each line, right? Going up. Okay. And then if we use the curve data and we feed those in as points to, what's an array mesh give us? Is it an array of individual meshes? Let's look it up. We're almost there. Almost there, Mr. Bond. Let's update our title because we know specifically what we're doing, which is building player reset system. This is an important step. Are you building a mesh along a path? I want to take the path and fill it with a volume, essentially, to create a collision shape. Yeah. So we're going to use, if we use a curve, if you have a curve, a bunch of points in a curve 3D, I want to use those to build the shape of the mesh. And then I can easily, I know how I could do the height pretty easily. I just put quads on from point to point. That's a quad going up. And if I can take the shape of the meshes and just build, if I can use array mesh to build the top layer and the bottom layer, they would be the same, right? I think that would be enough. I just don't know, like going from each vertice, I don't know how this shit works. So I have to think about it. I think I'm going to do this in a really piss poor way. It's going to be really shitty, but it's baking. We're baking it. If we get this working, it'll be baked. And so it's not gonna be anything that the player feels. But I think my initial attempt at an algorithm for this is going to be shit. But it's not really that important because we're the ones who feel the pain briefly. As you construct a mesh by specifying the attributes as arrays. Most basic example of creating a single triangle. Push, push, push. So we just are pushing the vertices. Create the mesh. Initialize the array mesh. We resize to mesh array max. What is this? The maximum arrays, mesh array vertex. What is this? Arrays resize. What is array max? Half mesh 3D. God, my network speeds are shit right now. This is what we would need. Path area 3D. But the problem... This is a very specific thought on the solution. Well, but that doesn't work for the side for... That's part of the problem. But Jacob, there's this whole other area around the curviness. I mean, I guess we could just fall through, but there are points at which we land on land. I guess we could just make it where you fall through the world or you land on land and just be done with it that way. But I like the idea of players being able to try and like if we have really big jumps, I do want to be able to go like, oh, you can get from one side to the other. I just don't like the idea of like falling through the world as a solution. Does that make sense? It's the designer in me, and we're just gonna talk about the problem here and explore, and just resist the urge a little bit, because that might work. We could do that. I mean, we could do that to start with. But I'm just exploring some possibilities. We're just thinking. Crazy conditions. We're just thinking. Which appears to be illegal on the internet. Can't think. Only think. Don't think. Create the mesh. Primitive triangles. Arrays. They throw the vertices on here. On a specific index. I don't know what this array max is. Okay, I think I understand that. Add surface from arrays, primitive triangles, mesh arrays. So the only thing we have to make sure is we can start with something very small and just see if it works. And try this idea, see if it works. Right. Which with your approach still works too. If we can detect if we're on one of these land meshes, or that we've fallen past a certain Y position and we reset on those conditions, we don't need to do any of this. So your approach I think could work too. However, the times that it won't work is if we get launched really high or really far away from the stage for some reason. If we have a heights limit, we could do that too. I kind of just want to give him the sandbox. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be too hard. This isn't quite what I want, but it's close. Okay, let's just try this, okay? I'm just gonna try it. So we're just gonna create a test scene. We're gonna try this idea. So we're gonna use a path 3D. This would be how we do it. And then in theory, we're gonna take and we're just adding a bunch of points, right? So I do a bunch of points, and we also want it to close. So this is a triangle, but we're not going to be a triangle. So let's do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the points on this, feed it into an array mesh, and see what we end up with. Okay? So we'll do this as a tool. And we're going to just go ahead and create a mesh instance. And we're going to say it's an array mesh. Okay. We're going to call this thing test. We're just going to see how, if I can bust this out quick, then this is what we'll do. And we'll be fine. I like this approach. I think I'm fond of it. Okay. So basically, all we need to do is change a few things in here. This needs to be in a for loop. This one right here. And we need to give it a type because we're being strict. And array mesh, it's not array mesh new. We're going to grab it. So from mesh instance. We'll be okay, guys. How do we empty the array mesh? Okay. All right, so then this needs to be a for loop. This isn't going to be hard at all if it works. What I'm not sure is I'm not feeding it triangles. So I don't know if it's going to do some of the work for me or not. If it's not, this isn't going to work. So we'll see. So our vertices array is actually, we're going to populate this from traveling the path 3D. Or grabbing each of the path 3D points. So we iterate on the curve 3D here on path 3D. And we're going to grab each of the points and feed it in. Make sense? Okay. Let's just get our little babies all set up here. This is thanks to Codex, me doing this. There's a name for it. He knows the name. I don't know what it is. But it helps keep keep it separated. So I'm not grabbing all the scene shit inside of the Godot code, which I can't stand because it creates all kinds of weird little edge cases. Medusa, what? Of course, the first time, 100% of the time. We do a shout out to Conrad. Conrad. My secret European lover. I have one on every continent. Secrets out, baby. Secrets out. Okay, so for Path 3D, you have curve. Show him the curve.
Miss Cricket's trying to get a hold of you.
Which is a curve 3D. Shh, 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 shh. Keep the secret. Keep it safe. We may just have an array of paths. This may be incredibly simple to do. Of points. Is there a get points? Add point, clear points, get baked length, get baked points. A vector 3 array. Well, son of a bitch. I think we can just a packed vector 3 array. Would you look at that? I don't have to do jack shit. Get baked points. Look at this. So wherever we see vertices, we just say path get baked points. We're done. We don't need this. Look at how clean this is. There's like nothing here. Okay. Now we're a tool. We just close and reopen it and hope for the best. So test. Nothing happened. All right, hang on. Mesh, create the mesh. All right, what do we end up with? Let's see, Matt, add surface from arrays, blah, 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 get big points, arrays, array size, mesh, adds. Okay, so let us describe what our mesh ends up here. Well, let's find out if we even hit this. Print, hello. Hello. Hell, that's good. We'll print hell. Okay, close and reopen. Ah, non-existent function. Oh, because we're not getting it from the curve. Curve get baked points. Okay, so maybe we're still okay. Maybe we're still okay. Close. Reopen. And we do see hell. Incorrect vertex count, 49. Shit. It's as I thought. So 49 vertices, that's not right at all. Get baked points. Oh, that's to bake it. We don't want the baked points. We want the points. We might have to build the array ourselves, boys. Points. Here they are. We don't want the baked points. That's going to fuck everything up. So we need to get our total number of points. So we're looking for an integer, which we don't see. Point count. Here it is, point count. We could also turn off our baking interval. Nope, we can't. Okay. So we do need our array. Let's go back a little bit. Vertices. Making a packed array. A for loop. Yeah, let's keep going back a little bit. Okay, so it wasn't quite as easy as we'd hoped, but that's okay. We're just going to keep going. So what we want to get, though, is Mesh clears surfaces. And then from here we say for something in mesh curve. No, not mesh. Path curve point count. Index. Okay. And then we're going to be doing this for each point that we look up in the curve. So we go like this, and then we're going to grab some sort of index lookup. Get point in, get point out. Shit. No, we want position. Get point position. Get points position. Index. For, we have to say it's an integer. Okay. So let's see what we have here. We'll print this out. It might just work. There's our points. Ignoring surface 0, incorrect vertex count. So I think it's, again, I think what we need, if we delete these, if I delete these points, so if I get rid of this one, and this one, we have a triangle, right? I think that error message will go away. And my fear is correct. Yeah, we're okay here. We've described a mesh. We don't see the mesh though, but we also don't have an error. Add surface from array. This is the curve. Get baked points. Now the baked points, Gaganzo, the baked points, it's like it's not just the set points. It's like we'll also put points along, like if we were traveling along all of our points. Like if you had a curve or something, it would bake the curve. So that's just too much. We don't need that much. We just need those individual. So our problem here is that we're not giving it like complete like vertice ideas, right? If we had a Godot tool that allowed us to build out a bunch of random points and then it figured out the triangles, right? That's what I would like. Is there a way of creating a shape? Is there a shape 3D? Can we do something with shape 3D? Let's see. I think we can do something with shape 3D. Let's see. Shape cast 3D. Collision shape 3D. Abstract base class for 3D shapes intended for use in physics. Resource inherited by concave polygon shape 3D, convex polygon. So I think I need to pick one of these two. Set faces. The trimesh shape an array of vertices. Set faces. Might do it. But the problem is we don't have limited to level geometry. For convex geometry, points. A list of 3D points forming the convex polygon shape. This is it. Okay, we do this. Okay, here's all we have to do. Here's all we have to do. We do this twice, but on one of them we modify the Y position, right? Then we feed that into a collision shape 3D that has a convex polygon shape. And it's going to do the work for us. I think this will work. This is not hard at all. So we're going to run this twice. He says overconfidently. We're going to run this twice. We're going to create a list of vertices. You're going to do the work for you. For us. Okay, then we're going to throw this in a var out here just so it's easier. We're going to call it a vert vector 3 vector 3 vector 3, and then we say x y, and you know what, we set the y on both, because we should have some negative value because we're bouncing. I think this will work. Well, let's say 100. And then Z. And then we give the vert here. We do the same thing here. And let's just make it a negative 100. Just for funsies. Okay. So now we've built...
Gentlemen, this
an outline.
Is Democracy Manifest.
Sternal reflex. That sounds like something you go to the doctor to. You have immense pain after like a cough or something. And then you go to the doctor and it takes months to get diagnosed. And they won't do x-rays even though you say you're in immense pain. They don't believe you. And you finally get the diagnosis, and it's sternal reflex. Sir, it's treatable, but your life will never be the same. You have sternal reflex. I'm sorry. I'm kidding, of course. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Only 1 in every 100,000 people has this in their lifetime. Generally, it happens to somebody who's at least 60 years older than you, though. That's the strange part about it. I think that's when they rub people's sternums to give them to wake up from fainting or whatever. But I'm only a doctor of love. I've only seen porn. I never watched... the only cinema I ingress is pornography. I don't... Why is it the mailman? There's a whole Friends episode about that. There's a whole Friends episode about that where they get like the porn channel for free. And then their whole reality starts to break down and the girl answered, I saw the mail lady today, but she didn't try to have sex with me. / timeout cricket. Send cricket to the horny jail. All right, so instead of path 3D, we're going to do collision shape. Collision shape. .3D. Okay. And we get rid of no. We need to keep path 3D. It's the mesh instance we're getting rid of. This needs to be collision shape. My bad. Collision shape trace D. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we'll get rid of mesh instance since this is worthless. And why is it called mesh right now? Damn it. Sometimes the tools in Godot, they don't update. I gotta close and reopen it. This is now gonna break. That's why it wasn't working. It's because I'm an idiot. We're all idiots here. All right, collision shape. Check. Now, just to confirm that we'll be able to even visualize this, let's go ahead and create one. I'm just going to say a box. Okay, so we'll be able to see it. So we're doing convex polygon. Convex polygon. We have a list of vertices. And then we just say points. So we just give it the points. That's really it. Convex polygon shape 3D. Convex polygon shape 3D. So then we say collision shape. This is really it. Is 2 loops. Collision shape. Shape. What is it? I already forgot. It's one function. Points. It's not a function either. It's just points equals vertices. That's it. In theory. This is all we have to do. Let's see if it works. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, we'll leave it alone. Open it. Hey, yeah, buddy! Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so hang on now. Let's draw something complicated. Fuck yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Hang on, we got to play the A-Team. This is how you know you're really old. A-Team theme. It just works. Just like Todd said. So here's what we could do. We could connect to whenever we make a change on the path and just rebuild this motherfucker every time since we're a tool. Oh, it didn't stop. You gotta do the like frozen in time thing. Oh my God, with the money, the bits, second favorite. Thank you so much. I don't have sounds right now for that shit. I still need to do that. Hell yeah! So all we do is we do this on our update collision shape. Like so. Curve changed, connect. Like that. So let's see if we can just do this in real time now inside of the old debugger window here. Let's take a look at it. So there's our, see how it's got the, you can't, the background's really screwing this up right now. But, so what we can do is we'll just adjust, we'll add a point. Can we do that with this? Look at that! And then we can just move it around. It's a little slow to update. No, it isn't. It's locked on, we've got, look at this. Are you guys fucking seeing this? Are you guys seeing this shit? So now we just draw a big outline of the stage. Heyo, too tired to pay attention to the stream, but I wanted to say hi. Thanks, Cares. Cricket, I totally shouted you out. Yes. Wink, wink. You did? Do I have a filter on my activity feeds? Oh shit, yeah, I did. I see it down there. Yeah, yesterday. Are splines not built into Godot? So we're just, so the idea here is that we get to outline the stage, and if we go outside of this, we're using this as a physics shape, an area, right? If we go outside of this area, we're outside the bounds of the water area, the playable area of the stage, and we're going to just start counting down a timer. And if we're outside of that area for too long, we reset the player back to a reset position. So now we just literally in our level editor, we can just throw these in and start building the outline of the stage like this. I don't know how costly this would be. Also, see, I was worried about this. You see how it's not, because it's convex, it's not doing the inside. Look at that. Is that a problem? It sure looks like it to me. Do we have to build many of these? See, it doesn't do the curve in. Now, if it was concave, would that do it? All right, let's look at the difference between the, so just give it points, list of points, convex polygon shape, solid. So we might have to do multiple of these. Or is there something about the order that we feed the data in? See, because this should still, it's just finding the next closest one here. You see that? Is the slowest collision shake to check collisions against. It's generally limited to level geometry. Concave. Set faces is just a packed vector 3 array. Faces. So we could change this to concave. Let's try that. Concave. And then we say set faces. And we give it our list of vertices. Close and reopen. Doesn't like that. Concave shape 3D. Error. Get faces, set faces. Maybe there's a setting in the concave shape. It's part of shape 3D. Or convex. Array size, custom solver bias. The shape's custom solver bias defines how many bodies react to enforce the content. We have margin. That's preemptive. Hold on now, guys. Collision margins for the shape not used in Godot physics. Margins allow the detection to be more efficient by adding. Right. I know. Okay. Transform. All right. Well, let's try concave. Concave. Close. Reopen. And what error messages do we get when we open it up? Failed to build the convex hull. Error. Invalid data. What is it expecting? Set faces packed vector 3 array. We are a packed vector 3 array. Oh, we don't set faces at the beginning, although we don't need to. We don't need to update at the beginning. Although maybe we do. Maybe that's the problem. No. That means we get it twice, right? Yeah. Invalid call. Non-existent function set faces. On convex polygon shape 3D. The fuck are you talking about? It literally... Oh, we're convex. Con down. Wait. Oh, concave. Good God. He's having a stroke. This man is dying. Doctor. Here we go. Index count does not equal 0 is true. So it's not equal. It's not a. It's now. See, this is expecting. This is expecting a description of a like a polygonal thing. Okay, so then let's go back. I think we're still okay. There's just a little bit of work we have to do. Hang on a second. He was doing something. Was doing something. But anyways, we'll close and reopen. Oops, we gotta change the, gotta go back to convex. Convex. Close. Open. Oh shit, we broke her. We broke her. Points, vertices. We are not updating the collision shape on startup. Let's do that just to be sure. Failed to build convex hull. So we are getting an error. Hang on a second. So there might be something we can do that we are not doing. Failed to build convex hull. Failed to build convex hull. We have these. Look at that. Whoa. We celebrated too soon. I think second deserves a refund. Second gets a refund. So yeah, it doesn't like it when we go inside. That's what she said. Can we adjust an existing point? Oops, wrong thing. Nope. Could we detect when this is happening? Could we? Well, we're gonna have to cut our losses here soon, boys. Backface collision. False. If set to true, collisions occur on both sides of concave shapes. Otherwise, they occur on. Okay. If face is set. This is the wrong thing. We're on the wrong thing right now. Convex polygon shape. Shape 3D. What other options do we have in shape 3D? Let's see. Separation ray shape 3D. Height map shape 3D. World boundary shape 3D. 3D world boundary shape intended for use in physics. Oh my god, is this exactly what I'm doing? World boundary shape works like a infinite plane that forces all physics bodies to stay above it. This is like ground level. The plane's normal determines which direction is considered as above in the editor, and the line over the plane represents this direction. It can, for example, be used for endless flat floors. I didn't even know this existed. Wow, this is really straightforward. So this probably just puts a note in the physics engine. So this is good to keep us from falling to infinity. We could also detect when we collide with this, right? And if we do, then we know that we've gone beyond whatever below the ocean floor is that we would want. So we could use this as part of the reset. Boolean. Boolean! How's it going? Boolean. Shapes, sphere shape. Separation, height map shape. And cylinder shape. Capsule. A 3D shape intended for use in physics, usually used to provide a shape for a collision shape 3D. When a separation shape 3D collides with an object, it tries to separate itself by moving its endpoint to the collision point. This can allow a character to instantly move up when touching stairs. Oh, we might want this for our inner tube for the ramps. Thanks for that, Conrad. Thanks for the slide on slope. False. Is it the end of the world if we have to kind of build a bunch of little ones? No. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's what we'll do. So every time, I think that's what we'll do. It's not going to be the end of the world. Ads in progress. Shit. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink. Let's say in the next, by the end of the stream, let's try and get this entire thing all figured out. The reset and everything, and be done with it. All right, I'll be right back. Get some music going. Modrad. Modrad. All right, guys, we're back. I will say, oh my God, this is loud. Christ, I'm sorry about that, guys. Shit. That's how you lose an audience right there. You have fucking loud as hell music. Sorry about that, guys. Oh shit, you have tinnitus? I'm sorry, Conrad. God, you're gonna have that your whole life. Does it come and go in like flares, Conrad? Yeah, for a couple years already. It's almost like it's like a tape, right? It kind of just like it comes and goes and like I got used to it. It's not that bad. I do have Honey Pop in my Steam library. Here's what I'll say. I legitimately didn't know. It was leave it to like, oh, I'll listen to, I forget what article is like, oh, it's a great game, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, huh, I'll check it out. All right, this is good. This is okay. Half glass full. Let's be honest, half glass full here. This is actually exactly what we need. We have to break this up into chunks. Fine. We need to do that anyways because we have to have resettable areas, right? So this is this thing that we've built is actually fine. So let's give it a class name of I don't know, guys. I don't know. And we actually don't need the Path 3D when the game starts. We can actually be dynamic too. We could be dynamic with this. But anyways. No, but I didn't know. I actually still haven't even played it. Actually, cause of that. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I thought it was a puzzle, like a puzzle game, like a match 3 or some shit. No, it was some Kotaku article or some shit. I'll never listen to them again. It was years ago, though. It was years ago when they had some amount of credibility still left. One of those characters has tinnitus, and it turns bells that give free moves into a negative thing. So it removes them instead of giving them. Ah, that's funny. All right. Isn't there like an in editor or is editor? We can check if we're in the editor. You guys know what I'm talking about? Class name, stage, boundary. Is that how you spell boundary? That does not look right. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. I won't tell anyone, but I will tell any two. Damn it, you guys. Okay. So we have a stage boundary. It's going to make a collision shape. And the stage boundary is going to be, we can change type here, right here. This is going to be an area. 3D. Okay. We're going to have this done by the end of the stream today. This is, so what we're going to do, here's what we're doing. We're going to be building multiple stage boundaries using the Path 3D node as a way of drawing a curve. And it's going to be in chunks, so we'll have, and because it's concave, this is why we have to do it in chunks, is because of concave, right? As we've discovered, if we did something like this, it'd fuck up. So we have to like build it in these chunks. And every time we enter one of them, we set our reset point to that. And what we could just do is find the middle of all the points and the reset pointer of all of our points. There's a way to do that, right, guys? You guys know how to do that? Gotta go have fun adding fancy things into the game. Thank you so much. We're gonna lose. Thanks for hanging out. Honey Pop 2 duo stream win. Let's do it. Conrad, and maybe even second favorite streamers. Please, I want to play this game with a bunch of streamers all at the same time. I want us all to stream it. Let me show you. What's it? It's about. Hang on a second. It's from the Goose Game. Climbing mountain game. Peak. It's called Peak. I want to play this. The thing is, we have to use the in-game audio. We cannot hear each other in like a Discord call or something, okay? This is important. Yeah, Peak. So I think we have our 4 already. It's $8. I think we can all spare $8, but you do have to be on Windows. You might be able to play it on Steam if you use their emulation stuff. Let me show you what it's about. It uses proximity audio and like hand signals to communicate, if it'll play. My internet is shit right now, and I can't get this to play. God damn it. If I played today, I'd have to do it at night. Because I gotta finish up this this code that I'm doing.
Do you want this or pizza?
This is good.
Okay.
Pods. Okay.
Do you not like those?
Eh.
Do you want me to take them?
Sure, go ahead. Take those away.
Because I'll eat them.
Take those yucky pea pods. Actually, I kind of do like them, but I'm not feeling it right now.
Do you want just a few?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot in there.
I'll just leave
For pea pods, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And occasionally with pea pods, you get like the like stringy bit.
Yeah.
And you're just like...
Okay.
Dude, my internet is shoddy. Shoddy!
Okay, here you go.
Is the stream working for you guys right now? Because God, Lord. I don't understand what's going on. Looks like my ISP is just throttling shit right now. Well, anyways, watch the trailer. It looks like a lot of fun. Have to be a weekend thing for me. Weekends, my stream times are unreliable to do things. Weekdays, gotcha. How about we could shoot for this weekend? Ideally, though, I think we should plan. For me, I think it should be after this jam. So if we could patiently wait for 14 more days, that would be ideal. Is that okay? That's mozzarella sticks for me. I almost die each time I eat a mozzarella stick, yet I continue to do so. Okay. So how do we get the center of a bunch of points in space? How do we get the center of a bunch of points in space? Stay in touch, message on Discord. Okay, will do. Dude, leave it alone. Calvin, get down. You're not allowed to be up here. So there's a vector math section. We have a vector 3, a packed vector 3 array. Can we do... If we just add all the points together as like an average, does that work on vector math? If we just add all of the numbers and then divide by the total numbers we added and points in vector, would that get us somewhere in the middle? Is it that simple? You know, my name's the same on Twitch. Okay, I'll add you. We're gonna try that. We'll try that. So whenever we create our collision shape, we have our vertices. We're just going to... we can actually do it while we're just out of curiosity. That we're going to try this. Center is so we're going to have a count value, var count int center equals plus equals vert, and we'll do it for both of these, and we'll increase the count number count plus 1. Center, same thing, count plus 1. And then once we're done, we say center divided by count. Center equals center divided by count. Is this it? Will this work? I don't know. Then what we'll do is we'll make a marker 3D. And then we'll just say, for the marker 3D, we'll just set its point to that value and see if we're looking right. Var marker 3D. Dude, I definitely, things are starting to click for me. That's for sure. As far as some things. Definitely feel like I'm at maybe one of those like leveling up points. So marker position equals center. And let's close and reopen. And would you look at that? Let's adjust the path. It seems right. What do you guys think? Wow. Okay. Sometimes with vector math, you just forget that you can just kind of treat it like a number. At least I do. It happens to me all the time where I'm like, wait a minute, I think I can just subtract. Like, oh, you need to use blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, but what if I just add? It's like, oh, there it is. There's the number I'm looking for. Okay. So yeah, we just did the average of all the points. And there's our center point. Okay, so that we automatically build. This is our... Why am I doing this? This is our spawn point. Okay, so if this was the last area that we had entered in the outline of what's safe to be in our stage, and when we auto reset, we would spawn our character at this point. Does that make sense? So we're baking that in here on this variable called center. And I guess these exports could be like this. because they're all private. No, they're not. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Nothing's really private anyways. Okay. So we need to start throwing this into our stage here. We're going to add a node called stage boundaries. Now, if it's plural, is it IES? If it would be possessive, it would be apostrophe Y, or Y apostrophe S. I don't know. We're just going to keep it YS. So stage boundaries. Whew. Don't jump on me right now, bud. I can't do this right now, bud. I know. You smell chicken. Papa, I smell chimkin. I smell chimkin, Papa. All right, go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. I'll give you some chimkin. Okay, here you go. Father, please, the chimkin. I so hunger. I hunger. I hunger for the chimkin. Are you still mine? And then we just add a stage boundary. Is it that simple? No. Yes! Yes, it is. Hold your horses. Dude, I fucking love this thing that I'm doing now with this. Yes! God, this is fun. I'm really starting to crack the 3D nugget of like, okay, how do we do levels? How do we design? Like, I'm starting to get something that I'm feeling pretty good about. So, what we could do is we need to instantiate these scenes. Like, okay, this was all for good and fun for testing, right? Oh, come on. I have everything I need. I just have to put all the pieces together. Fiera, what's up? Drop a lurk. Cool. Let me do a shout out. I need to do a shout out to second favorite as well. Shout out, second favorite. I really wish I could just queue up shout outs. Oh, you already shouted out second? You need to wait. Your mom needs to wait. Mom's always calling me saying, when is it going to happen? When are we going to do it? I'm like, hold on, honey. We'll be soon. Wow, Cricket. It's okay. Don't worry. We'll get there. Collision shape. Marker 3D. Where's my 1000 bits? I don't know about ranch and vegetables. So guys, check this out. Here's the realization I just had. Because we need to make level editing easy, right? So I have this little stage boundaries area thing here. It's just for my own sanity. So I go here and I add a child node and I add stage boundary, but we're empty, right? We don't have all of our elements. You see here, the assigned, there's nothing here that's correct, right? So instead, and I actually don't need to do this way anymore. We do need to, so stage boundary, okay, so let me just think about this. Stage boundary really should be a part 3D. You feel what I'm saying? So, let's do some reorganization here. The primary thing we need is a path 3D. Okay? Boom. All right, now, we are itself now a path 3D. So we can get rid of all this stuff. Okay. So, our collision shape, we need to be an area 3D with a collision shape inside of it. Inside this path 3D. Okay? Alright. Now. So for the rest of this is the only thing that matters. We we create the rest of these on ready. Okay? So, we don't need these to be exports anymore. And actually, we can say on ready like this, right? On ready, we are collision shape. Like that. And the marker 3D isn't so important. Because we can trust that we have the center. It's good to see though, right? All right, so then we have this, and we do need an area 3D. Okay, and then with the area, so we add child, the area. Right, but before we do that, on the area we add child. We add the collision shape as a child of area. Okay, so that's everything, and then we just add marker like this. So now we can dynamically create this scene structure here when we first start up. And then everything else should just work. So let's see. So we close this out, save the scene, reopen it, and we have jack shit. Invalid assignment. Okay, hang on a second. Jack shit. We are a tool. Is this on ready? What does on ready do? Right before node ready. That's what we want. Let's make sure we're firing here. Calvin, I can't have you out, dude. You're gonna try and steal my chimkin. Fasa, it's only chimkin. 35. Okay, so the collision shape is missing And this doesn't update because of how tools work. It might also be an editor. It might be an editor script problem too. Let's just. God bless it, Calvin. You can't take my chimkin. Right, points are missing. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Collision shape needs the mesh. It is a... It's not... It's shape. It's shape. Okay. Let's try it again. Page boundary. Close and reopen. Okay, so we don't have any errors. Now, is this not showing up because... Let's try adding another one. Look at this. We've opened up a gateway into infinity. So how do we... I know this has something to do with inside the editor. And I know we did this on our dungeon crawler code. Why are we full screen right now? What the hell's going on here? Let's check out our dungeon crawler stage editor code. That's the server. Calvin, you are making me so nervous. I need you to relax, bud. No, no, don't jump. Don't do it. Calvin, please let me work. I know you want Chimkin. I know, it's staring at you. It says, look at me, father. I am Chimkin. Hear me roar. I understand. Ah. Tool. Set editable instance. This is what we're looking for. This was the missing link. And we have to change the owner. These are the two things that we need to do. We have to change the owner to the editor and set editable instance to true. Okay. That's the missing link. So for instance, marker. And so we do that for marker. And then we're going to do the same thing for for editor, for area, sorry. All right, let's see if this works. So close and reopen test. There we go. Okay, and now the collision, the other one's not in there, the actual collision shape. So we have to do this for all of them. Jesus Christ. It won't just handle it for the children. Mini whelps left side, handle it. Handle it. Mini whelps left side. Handle it. All right. It's working. Problem is, we are missing. So the marker is not updating its position. Marker owner, editable instance, marker position center. So 3D, where is marker? Marker is here. He's right in the center. Invalid character names. It had an underscore. Okay, let's try it again from scratch. Not no set. Well, we do want a curve, but no points. So let's clear out all of our points. We're going to start from scratch, make sure this works. So we open up a new test, and then we just start laying out some points. Close. And marker is not updating. What do you think that is? Take a chance on me. I will take your tacos, bells. Eat your nachos free. Take a chance on me. Nachos are really good. Let me eat them now. Let me eat them now. Those nachos are tasty. I want to eat them now. Ah, center. Okay, so we need to reset center here to a 0 value.
yourself. Be yourself.
Thank you.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Editor is editor hint. Yeah, that's it. How am I missing all this chat? Dill is good. Dill, pepper, cottage cheese equals delicious. Interesting. I'm likely to make a major change to my game Noda by removing equipment slots and skills and make the player card based as well. Since the world is shown with cards, why shouldn't the player be made out of cards as well? That works. I can see that. Take a chance on cheese. Might make you gassy. That's okay. Might poop your pants. Take a chance on cheese. Actually, make you, might get you constipated. You could poop on cheese. We got it! Okay, let's try it. Don't save. Don't save. I know just what you're... Okay, so we're going to go to stage 1. So now we have the tooling for editing the level. Look at that. Okay. Now, go on now. So we delete all this. Booyah. And we're going to add a stage boundary. Like so. Okay. So we've got it. And then we'll go down to our area here. And we'll just draw a boundary. Okay, so take our curve here. And just start drawing some points. Ah, shit. We have to lock the land out. Hang on. I gotta lock all this shit out so I don't actually accidentally click it. Okay. Stage boundary. Back to this again. Add a point. Ploop. 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 See, now because it's concave, we run into a problem. So can we take this and go ploop 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 and see it also cares about the order of the ploops. So we could go ploop ploop ploop, and if we keep it closed we have our little plooped zone. Whoa, why are we so low? What's happening here? Let's look at our transform. Not a transform, we want to look at our points. Negative. Gadzooks. Mon Dieu. Go top view. Don't move the camera. Try again with our ploops. Ploop. 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 And close. And let's see what we got. Looks like we're golden. All right. So this is our bounding area of the stage, right? So, and a checkpoint. Okay. So this is a stage boundary. So we just do this. I'm going to make my wife do this. She's going to do this. I ain't doing this shit. No, but seriously, I love my wife. I'm not one of those Here's how we fix the Y problem too, by the way. We just force it. We're not additive. We set the Y. Okay. And we can get rid of this from being a magic number as well. And so the is editor thing, so that's what Giganzo, that's what Giganzo mentioned. So we're gonna fix that too. We're almost done. What time is it? It's fucking noon. I gotta get streaming earlier, guys. You guys gotta wake me up. I am such a Hey Calvin. You ever see that dog of the golden retriever that, or it might not be a golden retriever, but it's a dog that just can't catch food that's thrown at it, and it just like smacks it in its face and everything? I knew a guy in San Luis, in California, that ran a comic shop that knew the guy who made the videos. But apparently he was getting like a bunch of shit from people saying it was like animal abuse and stuff. It's just like, okay. It's not my fault he can't catch food. Cool. So the way the level editor person does this shit is going to carry over to anything I do in 3D. Like I can use this for anything now. There's Calvin, he's unplugging things. So I just add another stage boundary, right? And then we just start drawing points again. Like this. Now this is interesting because those points are not where we want them. So really they should be, when the curve points need to be snapped to the index for the curve. So we should be clamping the curve as well. Can we get a setter on this bad boy? Curve changed. So no information about the points. So we can change it though here on the indice. We have the get point position. So we can set the point because we need this to make sense in the editor as well, right? So curve set point position. So funnily enough, so we're going to get the point var points vector 3 equals this, and then set point position, we're just going to say vector 3 point x 0 point y. And we need the index, right? So this I presume, yeah, it needs the index first. Okay. So we're cleaning up the point here. And then we can just go like this. And we've cleaned it up on this loop. So the next loop, all we have to do is just grab it again, and we don't have to clean it up. Because we know we've already done that. So now it doesn't matter what we do on accident in the levels, in the stage editor. So if we go back here and I start adding points. Uh-oh. Oh, she's gonna crash. She's gonna crash. No! We might have opened up an infinite loop. Let's see. Because we're setting a point, and then it says we've updated. Yeah, we've created an infinite loop. Huh. Right. We opened a gateway into infinity, boys. I hate it when that happens. So, how do we fix this? We could set a variable, a bool, that says we're updating it already, and just check that when, nope, we're not gonna, we don't want it to reopen scenes. Guys, is there a keyboard shortcut you can press to tell Godot not to reopen scenes when you open up a project? Does anyone know? It's just going to open up our gateway into infinity again. No music today? I keep forgetting to hit play after something changes. My apologies. Let me take care of that. How about some breakbeat? In these trying times. This isn't breaks. That means you can eat twice as much, too. Second. I see no sin being committed. Collectible. Where's this thing that we built? Where did we put this? Oh, it was called test initially, wasn't it? It's still called test. All right, we need to clean this up. All right, so this is our gateway into infinity is updating the point. The set. We comment that out and we should be okay. So now if we open up the project, we should load. Okay, so this is what causes us to go to madness. Yep, that's the GigaBrain. We got ads starting here in 5 minutes. Fuck, I'm running late, guys. I'm supposed to do class for my kids and everything. We're gonna explore molecules today. We're gonna do the whole, like, you got a quarter and a little dropper and you're gonna keep dropping water on it and make it start to make the little bubble. Yeah. I'm one of those guys. We're gonna keep the government out of my shit. No, it's not like that at all. But it's mostly, there's just a certain way I want to teach them. And schools don't teach them that way. So it was just a matter. Oh, you do too? Nice. Also one of those guys. It's nice. What's nice is how, like, you can just kind of, it just sort of happens. We have a separate building, and so that's the classroom. And so lately they've just started going in there to just do stuff. Like they'll just start doing classroom stuff. So it's like, oh, okay. But yeah. Yeah, it's great. We still do like the standardized tests and everything. Because we do take, like, there's you can get the money that would normally go to the state in Idaho. You can get half of that. For some reason, they're like, well, we're only going to give you half. But it goes a long way because it's going straight to our kid, right? So, so we get half of that money, and we're technically in a school district, and I am technically a teacher in the school district. I make money and she does most of the important stuff. Yeah, I'm the opposite. My wife's the breadwinner. I'm the guy who's like, can I make art? No, but I'm trying to get something to sell. But it's been very useful. My kids definitely have a life. I don't think they're going to realize it until they're older. Like how nice certain things are that they had. It'll be a while until they start talking to their friends, I think, as they're older about like, oh, hey, when you're done with this and you do this other thing, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not how it works at all. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, anytime you say you're homeschooled, the first thing they say is like, what about socialization? Which is like, oh, so I never really understand that, because like for me, socialization in public school meant that I was trying not to get my ass kicked all the time. And just yeah, so I wasn't. It is interesting as she's getting older, interacting with kids that are going to traditional school, how mean they're starting to get. Just in like normal interactions. And also how hard, like, but that's been really interesting, is to watch just like this kind of really mean undercurrent that seems to be developing. It's kind of sad to watch it happen with good friends of hers. My daughter is 8. She'll be 9 in January. And my son is turning 4 very soon. So... But I wanted to teach them in Montessori, and so homeschooling was really the only way to make that possible. It was going to be impossible in California, because the only way you could get a Montessori school in California was by going private and paying like thousands of dollars a month. And so I got certified in ages 3 to 6 in Montessori, and bought all the materials and everything. And it came extremely handy. When I started doing it, it was right when COVID hit. My daughter would have been missing school. Her first experiences in school would have been through Zoom calls and everything. So it was nice just to kind of kick it off and get it going. And it was like she just had a regular schooling during all that. So that was part of why we left the state. Because to homeschool in California means you're still teaching to test, because even though that's still what I'm doing here, there isn't this like, oh, if you fuck up, we're going to take your kid and throw him into public. But it's like, okay, but what if the school fucks up and the kid's failing? What do you do then? You just keep him there? Because that is happening every day. Yeah. What do I too. And it's like, I don't know. Anyways, I say whatever works. I believe, if there's a method or an approach that works for you, it's nice to have that choice. But my nephews were being let down by the system. 2 of my nephews couldn't read. And they just gave them computers that would read their homework to them and transcribe what they said. So they didn't even fail them. They didn't drop them out or anything. They just kept letting them go through the system. Anyways, it's all anecdotal. But the conversations I've had with teachers have been really revealing to me about how they think about anytime a student is doing poorly, it's always the parent's fault. Regardless of what their education may or may not be like. They don't even know. You'll talk to them about it, and they'll instantly start defending what's happening, which is really odd, because they're not a part of it. And so they really can't speak on it. I don't know. It's weird. But I get the concern, But it's funny, when I think back on it, generally the homeschooling kids will come back into public education around high school. So I do remember 1 or 2 homeschooling kids in my high school that came in, and they were always off, but it was because they were really nice. And they were like polite to the teachers and shit. And it's just funny to think that that's what was weird about them, was that, oh, they're kind people. Okay, so this should stop our opening up to infinity. Yeah, I mean, it's no different than moving, But it is different in that it's like suddenly you have to ask to go to the bathroom. And like there's this level of like compliance that is required that when you're kind of free to do what you're doing before, it's strange and unusual. Like I could easily see a homeschool kid just get up and leave the room to go to the bathroom and then get in trouble. Yeah. But I think I think there's a lot of tragedy in the age, the way that teaching is broken. I don't know. I feel like it should be more like college. In a lot of ways. I mean, everything's they try to make it like, oh, you're the smart kid, so you go to the smart kid classes and stuff, right? But what if you're really good at math, but you can't excel in other areas, right? There's no system in place for that. Education doesn't follow the kids where they're at, you know? It's all bound by their age and their grade level. Okay, so we can do something like this. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have two, let's try and see if we can get the reset going. So this is working right. It's building it. The marker is there. So these are where our spawn points are going to be. These markers are our spawn points on our reset. So now what we need to do is we need to build in a signal, a way to respond to entering these areas. So on stage, what we want to do is set up yeah. Personalities, yeah. The other thing that sucks is that there's no age mixing. Which, if you want to talk about, like, if the concern is socialization, because the only age mixing that happens in a public setting in a traditional school is during breaks, right? But in a classroom environment, there's not a mix of older and younger, so there's no, I'm the leader and I have a responsibility to these younger students to show them the way or anything, right? So there's no, you don't really take on what might happen in a mixed age environment where the older kids start to take on more of a leadership role. And I think that's a missed opportunity for development, to have older kids to look up to and aspire and to feel the responsibility or the excitement of being the one who gets to be the one who's like, I'm going to do this thing and show them the way or whatever. There's nothing like that. It's all taken away. You're all the same age. You know, there's no, and there's an emotional gambit that starts to change between the age groups too. And so an older kid can kind of show the younger kid hey, like, I'm like, model to me. Yeah, I've really started to trust my daughter on that too, where it's like, you know, I've presented this to you a million times. Can you show him? And the hardest thing about that is to be like, hey, just with the method that we're doing, don't correct him, and also don't change too much. Don't, like, there's a very specific way to do this. Like, do it the way that you've been shown, kind of thing. And the younger one is like OP because, right, it's an acceleration. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really missed out thing. Yeah, it's that way for my son. Okay, so we have our stage boundaries here. And then what we're going to do on our game code is iterate for all the boundaries. and connect signals to all of the areas when we enter them. So the same kind of loops that we do here. So we do it for the gates. So we're going to do the same thing for the boundaries. And we'll use this to set our position. And we'll set it to the center point. Not for everyone, right? The other way to look at it is, so the other thing that we are granted a lot of that might not necessarily be as possible is the extracurricular side of things suddenly becomes more viable because you consider it part of the time spent educating. So dance class is not in addition to everything you do in school, and then after school you go to this other thing. It's like, well, today you have dance, so we're gonna do this other stuff in class, and then you'll go to dance. And it's, I mean, that's nice. It's nice for a couple of reasons, but okay. So stage boundaries. See, we're calling it stage boundaries. That's repetitive. It should just be boundaries. And then we can get rid of the word stage in it. And the class name can keep it. Okay, so then singular. I don't want it to turn me into a pageant mom. Oh, it won't. I mean, they'll find out they like it or they don't like it, right? But I mean, it is really possible to mess it up too. But I mean, the thing about that is that you can know that you're screwing it up and you can try and fix it, right? and when it's happening in a public setting or traditional setting, it can be a lot harder to fix it, because sometimes it's like, well, shit, this is the teacher for their entire year. For whatever reason, this teacher hates my kid's guts. I've had a parent-teacher conference about it, and they've literally told me there's nothing they can do for my kid. What am I supposed to do? Because now I work, my kid's at school for 7 hours. They get home, I get home, and then there's an hour in the bedtime. And so it's like, how the hell am I going to fix this problem between all of that? Because it's like, because what happens is the blame then falls on the parent. And it's like, I can't do anything. And if you're screwing something up and you're like, oh my God, like they really don't understand this. And it's like, okay, well, let's just rewind and we'll just start again. And if that's not working, we'll go further back and we'll start again. But if the school can't do that, you got to get a tutor. Like the only solution to those sorts of problems is to have money. And so if you're at the lower ends of the if you're on the outer bounds of like wealth, you're screwed. And then add on top of that, schools are getting to be more and more like prisons. And then they come home and then they're basically locked in their home too. So it's basically like they're just getting moved from one cell to another. All right, so we have interstage boundary. So let's see if this works. We're going to turn on the visible collision shapes. Not to say that there's no good in it. I'm not saying that either. One of the other nice things about, at least in this state, is they can still do public, they can do, like, you can have them be in sports and stuff like that. And you could say, I want you to take math at the school and then everything else you're going to do at home. So you can do this like kind of weird mixed thing. Okay, so we're entering the boundary. So we just test the body. How do you do node test? Giganzo, do you know? What is the node test? Body. There's like a node. Type. Is. I've been doing this in here. Let me just find one. Sometimes I just forget. There's as, so it is. Okay. So if body is player controller. This is breakbeat. We need to collide. So we need to set the collisions properly for this as well. Okay. Then we need to set the area colliding the collision space. We need to create a new collision space. I want to complete this idea by the end of this stream, guys. We're almost done. I want to be able to give this to my wife for more work to do. Boundaries. Boundary. And we're layer 9. So we need to set the mask to 9. Bit 8 value 256. Can I copy the value? Can I copy the shit, I don't know how to set this. I don't know how to do bit masking. How embarrassing! Well, 256 needs to be on, or 1, or true. 8 bits, bit 8. Value 256. So area collision layer. Oh, you know what we could do is just ask for it right now. Print it out, just see what the fuck it is. Or monitorable. That's okay. So print. One. That don't sound right. We're gonna print it in here every time we update the collision shape. So clear this out. $256. So we just set it to 256. But can we get an enum? Can we get this? Can I get the physics layer by the name and set that? There's got to be a way to do that, right? Well, we know it's 256, so we'll hard code it, but I don't like that. Makes me feel gross. So it would be 256 plus 1 to do, like, let's just check to make sure that it does what I think it would do. So this would mark the first one and this one on the area, right? Yes. Okay. So if we just add the numbers together, if we think of them in powers of 2, right? So, but okay. So 256. And then the other thing we want is we just want monitorable to be true. So monitoring to be off. So we kind of have to bake a few things here. Monitorable is on, and then we set the mask to 0. So we don't have anything on the masking because we're not masking with anything. So now if we close and reopen, interesting. What did I do wrong? This doesn't make any sense. Why would it remember this? Oh, we're clearing all the children out. Yeah. Let's try it again. Invalid's property or key with a value of int on base type for mask. That's correct. This is correct. Bit 1, value 1. So how do we set an empty mask? Can I just say null? Maybe it's not called mask. But I don't hold it, like, the other thing is, like, I don't hold it against anyone to pick what works for them. It's collision mask. There is no mask. Collision mask equals 0. Close and reopen. Okay. So now we're set up the way we want to be. We are a boundary, and the only thing that we care about interacting with us is our player controller, which will collide with boundary. Okay. So now if we run the game, or I think we have to close and reopen stage, right? Because I think the stage will still be wrong. Although no, it should have happened when we just kind of loaded everything in. But let's double check. Boundaries. Close up the points here. We're going to look at area. Collision is masked appropriately. And let's go to our game code here. Game. Scroll down. Entered stage boundary. We're not hitting anything right now. Let's move forward. So we're going to get into the next one right about here. And nothing. Okay. Oh, we are looking for body. Player rigid body, we mask with boundary. Let's check the running scene. Stage, boundaries.
I'm dizzier than a June bug in a mason jar.
There's the boundary. We're inside of it right now.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
It goes around to here. So if we go outside of the boundary.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna be sick. Time to skedaddle.
Oops.
Might be enough spinning for one day.
Convex hole failed to build. So this is our shape array, and that looks right. Close Steam out. So apparently, all the playtime for Call of Duty has somehow equated to all the lifetime of humanity up until today. I don't understand. I'm probably saying that slightly wrong. But some crazy number of hours has been spent on it, so much so that like it's like all of human life. Feldeville Convex Hall. That would happen because we haven't. Okay, so I think we have a problem with our mask. Now, we're looking for. I think we might be doing this backwards. We already have. Let's take a look at the game code. We're almost there, guys. It's sad how close I am to doing this, and it's just like a little bit of housekeeping I have to do to make this easy to. I love this. I love tooling, though. It's so cool to build tools where it's like, well, you just add this class to your scene, and then just do this thing, and everything else. Don't worry, it's all taken care of. That's neat. I think that's neat. Because really, what I'm doing with this is I am building a tool to save me time to make the rest of the game. I do think that this is one day to spend on it. This is why I gave myself so much time to polish, because I knew that it would take some time. Some of this stuff would take a little bit of time. So area entered, body entered. So area entered on inner tube. We're already doing this, and we're calling it collectible. If body is collectible, let's say if body is stage boundary, we're gonna set a break. We talk about can't be of stage boundary. Oh, you're right.
Woo!
So we don't have, okay, hang on a sec. Damn it. So it's not detecting the body entering. God, this is just a stupid masking issue, guys.
Oh. Oh.
And this area entered isn't firing. Let me, Okay. So we're getting see, but we can't do like area class name, right? Can we set class? No. No, it's not quite a racing game. It's more like a like for the jam, it's more like a collectathon, like point gathering game. Okay. All right. Finally. Every time I use masking and everything, I have to like relearn a couple of things. I still don't have it drilled into my head. So there's going to be a top score at the end and all that stuff. Okay, so set, reset. And right now we're saying body global position. That's not what we want to do. We know that we've entered a stage boundary, but what stage boundary? We don't know. So this is where we want to pass ourself as a bind. Ugh. All right, we'll do that. Okay, so then when we do this, we get a stage boundary. And we set our reset position to stage boundary center. Now, I think we might have to do some math for some global space here. Well, let's see. So instantly we should be able to reset. Okay, I think we got it.
Ooh.
That's it, boys.
Yeehaw!
So now when we enter the next one, which I think is like right here,
Woohoo!
and we hit reset, we now reset here. We did it! So now all we have to do is detect when we're outside of any of these boundaries. So if we're not in a boundary, that's when we start a timer. So if we're not in a boundary,
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
there's also the other thing that we need to do is
I think I'm gonna be sick.
set the rotation.
Mercy me, I'm about to tip over.
Oh, but it does work. So if we go into this area here, we snap our reset to this area. And if I hit the reset
I'm
button,
than a June bug in a mason jar.
we reset to the center on this one. So this is all fucking automatic for the most part. So the marker, we can have
Oh.
I think if we adjust the marker rotation in the editor like this, whoops, why isn't it letting us? Oh, is it? It's just we can't see. Yeah, can we do something? Can you make markers better? Gizmo extents. So we can make the gizmo larger. There we go. And if we go like this, right, then we know that we're like gonna face a certain way, right? And so if we want to face straight, we go like, oh god, this is fucking stupid. I don't know which way is straight on the marker. It looks like, I guess it's like whatever the X direction is facing. So we could set the marker rotation. When you're editing it, you can rotate the marker to face the way that you want it to go. And then we save that to the stage boundary up here, the rotation on the marker. And then whenever we refresh it, it's just pointing that way, right? I think that would work. And so we can just technically in 3D the Z-axis is usually forward. Yeah. It's just the marker is displaying it in a weird way. Like it's got just this, it's just kind of odd. Although we aren't really using the markers. See, this is the, so what way is forward on this marker? So if we go back to 0, what are we looking at? So if that's the case, forward is this way. So it's the dark blue that's the forward facing. I might want to switch to the local coordinate system. Otherwise it's bounds to the, well, it's the rotation that I care about. Well, that's not a huge problem right now. Local coordinate space, right. So when we start the stream tomorrow, we'll be able to detect. We'll set it up so that we detect when we've left any area, and if we're not, well, we'll be on the player controller. I think is where we could do this, where we detect. Are we in one of these stage boundaries? And if we aren't, then we start a timer to reset to the last set stage boundary. So that should be pretty straightforward to do. That should take about like 10 minutes at the start tomorrow. And then we can just move on. Hopefully tomorrow we'll also have a completed stage. Again, my wife did all kinds of work, had the whole dragon done. And didn't save, and then Godot crashed and we lost it all. So it was a real bummer. So I think lesson learned. We're going to save more often and go from there. Technically, position, rotation, and scale are local coordinate space. Daggum. I know, I did everything I could to try and save it too, because we saw Godot hanging and I'm like, what if it's in a temporary file? And I was doing all kinds of searches for stuff, trying to find a way to get it. And I spent a bunch of time on it, but it was gone. It happens. All right, who are we gonna raid? How many people are watching right now? Let's see. Bam, your friend. I know. I told her, I'm like, you just don't like, like when I'm programming, I'm just control S. Like I've completed a thought in my code, control S. So it's like this habit you just get into. And you know, or if it's Vim, it's, you know, shift, colon W and then enter or whatever. But it's just spamming save all the time. It's just something you you get burned once or twice in a couple of hours of your time, and you're just like, okay, I'm saving all the time like a lunatic. It's you become OCD about it. All right, we've got 8 viewers right now. We did some cool work though, guys. I'm really proud of this. I'm happy about this. I'm excited about this. I think this is a decent solution to the problem, and I'm happy for it. That's funny. That's a good extension right there for Chrome, is to save what you put into a field, like as a temporary buffer, or something, that when you go back to the same URL or something, it can just be like, hey, I'm sure there's tons of security reasons why you wouldn't want to do that though. Well, let's raid Fiera. Friend of the show, always here hanging out. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I think we did good. We tackled a problem that I thought I wouldn't be able to do at all. Not in this way. It was the way I sort of wanted to do it. And so I'm really happy about that. And it also offloads a ton of work for me. I can give this to my wife and have her do it, which I'm really excited about. Because I don't want to do this. Yeah, I'm constantly accidentally trying to save HTML pages. Yeah. All right, and I can't hit the... Did DeskFlow crash on me? No. Here we go. All right, much love to everybody out there. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe tonight. I might get a stream in tonight. So if you guys are up late, I'll see you there. Bye.